There he is. Steve. It sounds like American Dad.
Steve!
I'm Tevlev, this is Tin Gaming, and Steve is kind of broken on custom stages, and I'm going to show you kind of how he works with them, and if you're making your own stage, how to prevent some of that broken stuff. And as always, if you want to join the stage builder community, the link in the description goes to my Discord server. We're all about custom stages there. And before we go into the Steve specific things, there actually is a pretty important thing you should be aware of. They patched in a glitch that crashes the game if you do something kind of specific. It can happen when you're playing it normally or when you're testing a stage, so if you're worried about this, you should definitely save often because it might be caused by other things. But from the testing we did in the Discord, it seems like if you stand on a really pointy object while it's touching another object, it can crash the game. We don't know exactly what shapes break it, but definitely pointy ones will. So an important part of Steve is his blocks, and the blocks work on a grid just like Stage Builder does, and luckily the grids match up with each other. And one of Steve's blocks is 2x2. The problem is, depending on where you actually start making your stage, Steve's blocks will be floating in the air in seemingly a random spot, so you have to actually start making the main base of your ground right where it recommends that you do it, that little outline ghost stage as we call it. So if you want the blocks to match up right, you can make the base of your stage right in that line, or 2 up or 2 down, or any amount up or down as long as it's an even number, because Steve's blocks are 2x2. Yeah, you can't put it if it's on a certain elevation. It goes like that, and that's going to be weird. And it is recommended that the width of your stage is also an even number just to make sure it matches up, but that's not really as important. There's a lot of regular stages that don't match up with this anyway. In my opinion, it's not worth stressing out about. Moving objects. If an object is attached to a rail, we were afraid that if it were to bump into a block, it would actually just turn around or stop. Luckily that doesn't happen, it just destroys it, it just poofs it away. Okay. Oh, thank God. Thank God it just breaks them. Oh, that would have messed up everything. Now let's check gravity blocks as well. Okay, that breaks instantly too. Materials. This was the big question before Steve came out. Which materials give you which resource? Okay, we're getting it is okay. It does depend on the ground. And why doesn't sand give you sand, ice give you ice, or carpet give you wool? These blocks are in the game, so it's a fair question. I think I do have the actual reason. It's just because on stages with ice, wool, or sand, it just acts like dirt. And since custom stages can have ice and dirt and sand all in one stage, I guess it just defaults to dirt to not deal with that problem. Blastzones are kinda all over the place. If you set it to small size, it's actually pretty comparable to the official stages. If you set it to normal size, you can actually build super far away. And large is even farther, but that's mostly casual anyway. Because this type of information is mostly just for competitive stages, like we use in our custom clash tournaments. So if you're looking to make a competitive stage, for the time being, I guess I would recommend trying small. So basically, Steve has a big advantage on normal size stages. And the blue outline around the camera in Stage Builder, that's like his build limit, so you can see how far it is exactly. Backslashes. It's the best trick in Stage Builder. If you don't know what it is, it's just a super thin line that's totally intangible to all players and their attacks, including projectiles. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know, it's just called a backslash, just because that's what it kind of looks like. We weren't actually sure how Steve would work with backslashes. We weren't sure if he could mine the backslash, but he can't. He just totally ignores it. And fun fact, the visual effect for mining, you can actually see it on the backslash line. This is actually similar to Inkling's Splat Roller, where you can see the paint on the backslash, which is actually best case scenario, because it's visual, and it's also not messing with the gameplay. And one final broken thing with Steve. The ledges kind of work weird with his down smash and down tilt. It sort of displaces his lava to be really high and really low. And the flame on the flint and steel also. Other characters have problems like these too. Cloud, most notably, has the sword beam issue. But so I guess you could use that to your advantage. It's not intended, but you know. And that's it for the Steve specific information. I also have some Stage Builder patch notes to share. They fixed something. Okay, here's what's been fixed. When two objects are really close together, you're able to walk over it more reliably. Before, you would just run in place and be stuck there. When I say two objects close together, I mean they're not technically touching, but they're really close. That's what I mean. And if you're wondering why you would even need to place objects like this, it's very useful to set it to gravity, and you can have edges fall over time. That's a trick that I've used in a handful of stages. And funny enough, this was actually not a problem when Stage Builder came out. The Byleth update actually patched in this error, but it's back to normal now. Still a win in my book. Well, that's it for this video. I hope the information was useful enough. And again, if you want to join the Tin Gaming Discord to be a part of the custom stage community, you can join it from the link in the description. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.